Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to crochet this throw. This throw is made with the vintage ripple stitch. It is one of my top 5 favorite stitches of all time. It's very beautiful and it's not hard to do at all. So you can see what it looks like. Now, since it is a ripple stitch, a type of a ripple, I did not put a border on mine. I don't usually border any ripple stitches or any chevron stitches, but if you want, you can always do a single crochet border across the sides. But as you can see, they do have a ripple across the sides as well. That's totally up to you. So the size that I have here, my table isn't huge, but you did see it in the picture, measures about 46 inches wide and about 58 inches tall. And you can make it bigger or smaller if you like. I will tell you the multiple so you can change yarns, or like I said, make it bigger or smaller. There's the top. It's got the ripple. Yeah, I like to leave my ripples and chevrons most of the time unbordered. So you guys want to go ahead and get started on it. And you can do this in solid color, as you can see I used to, or you can use a different color for every row, or 3 different colors. The sky's the limit. It's your throw. You make it how you like. But let's go ahead and we'll talk about the yarn that I used. Man, I love this stitch. It's beautiful. All right, remember, if you have not yet subscribed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you look in the description box, you will see a link. At the very first link is it will take you to my over 1,000 crochet tutorials. I have everything that you could ever want to make in multiples of them. So for this particular blanket, I used a Red Heart Soft, which is a 100% acrylic medium weight number 4 yarn. Now you can use any medium weight number 4 that you want. You can even use a smaller yarn. Like I said, I'll give you the multiple so you can chain it forever long that you want. So there are 256 yards per ball here. I think that's what it said. Yeah. So I used 5 balls of 2 different colors, so 10 balls total. So, a little over 2,500 yards. You might want to get 26 just to be safe, and in case you want to add a border. But if you want to make it bigger than mine, of course you'll need more. So the 2 colors I chose is grape, and the other one is called berry. I got these in mystery box from Joann's. I got a whole bunch of them, so I put them to good use. It's called the Evelyn throw because Evelyn is my daughter and those are her favorite colors. Okay, and the hook that I'm using is a size I, which is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Okay, so the multiple of this stitch is 9 plus 1. 9 plus 1, in case you want to make it bigger or smaller, or use this stitch for something else. I'm going to show you on a smaller scale. But following along with me, I chained 199 stitches. 199. And I'm going to show you with some different yarn, just some scrap 4-weight yarn that I have. So I chained 199 stitches. Okay, so once you get your chain of 199, I'm going to show you on a smaller scale. You want to do 1 single crochet in the 2nd stitch from the hook. Now remember, we don't count the one that's on our hook. So in the 2nd stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. And then we're going to put 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So counting that very first single crochet we did in the 2nd stitch from the hook, we now have 4 single crochets in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in the next stitch, we are going to put 3 single crochets all into the same stitch. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Like that. Now we're going to start the repeat for row 1. Now we want to work 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So in the next 8 we work 1 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, so there's 8 single crochets there in a row. Now the next stitch, we're going to put 3 single crochets all into the next stitch. Like that. And that's what we're going to repeat now for row 1. 1 single crochet into the next 8 stitches. And then 3 single crochets into the next. And we're going to repeat that until we get to the end of the row. So 1 single crochet into the next 8, and then 3 single crochets into the next. 1 single into the next 8, and then 3 singles into the next. And we're going to repeat that, until we get to our last 4 stitches. So go ahead and keep repeating that until you get to your last 4 stitches. Okay, I've made it to my last 4 stitches. The stitch before it should have been 3 single crochets in the same stitch. So we're going to go ahead and end row 1 by putting 1 single crochet into the last 4 stitches. And that'll end row 1. Now you see these bumps here where we put the 3 single crochets in every stitch? That's where our fans will go. You should have a total of 22 of these little spots here right now at the end of row 1. So row 2, we are going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work. Row 2 starts the repeat. You repeat rows 2, 3, 4, and 5. So row 2, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. We are going to be working in the back loops only now for the entire row. So we are going to skip this very first stitch right here. So we're not going to put anything in to this very first stitch. Now into the next stitch, working in the back loop, we're going to put single crochet into the first 4 stitches. Okay, so back loop only. If you look, you can see that the stitch has 2 loops. The one closest to you is the front loop, and the one furthest away is the back loop. So we're skipping this first stitch, and then we're going into the back loop only of the next stitch and single crochet. We want to do 4 in a row. So that's 1, go to the next one, back loop only. There's 2, next one, back loop only. 3, and next one, back loop only. And that's 4. Just like that. And now we are going to put 3 single crochets into the next stitch, back loop only. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And by working in the back loop, that's what creates that little ridge right there. Now we're going to start the repeat of row 2. We're going to put 4 single crochets, 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches, back loop only. So 1 single crochet into the next 4, working in the back loop only. So there's 1 and 2, 3 and 4. It's like that. Now we're going to skip 2 stitches, skip, skip, and again we're going to work 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches, back loop only. So skip your 2, skip, skip, in the next back loop only, 1 single crochet in the next 4. So there's 1, 2, 3 and 4. And now we're going to put 3 single crochets into the next stitch, back loop only. So 3 all into the same stitch. Like that. Now we're going to kind of repeat what we just did until we get to the end of the row. So 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches, back loop only. So there's 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we're going to skip 2 stitches, skip, skip, 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches again, back loop only. So skip your 2, skip, skip, back loop only, 1 single into the next 4. There's 4. And then the next stitch is going to get 3 single crochets into the same stitch, back loop only. So we're going to repeat that pattern until we get to the end of the row. It's 4 single crochets, back loop only, skip 2 stitches, 4 single crochets, back loop only, and then 3 single crochets into the same stitch, back loop only. Now you repeat that until you get to the last 5 stitches of your row. Okay, so I made it to the last 5 stitches. Your last stitch should have been 3 single crochets into the back loop. I got 5 stitches left. I'm going to put 1 single crochet in the back loop only of the next 4. There's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now you leave the last stitch unworked, and that'll end row 2, and you'll still have 22 of these little bumps here. This is where our fans are going to go. Remember, we're leaving that last stitch unworked. It's supposed to look like that, okay? Now we're going to start row 3. Row 3 is just a repeat of row 2. So we're going to do the same thing that we just did again for row 3. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn. We're going to be working in the back loops only for the entire row again. So we skip this very, very first stitch, and it's 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches, back loop only. Remember, skip this one and we work in the next one, back loop only. We want to do 4 single crochets in a row. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and now it's 3 single crochets into the next stitch, back loop only. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to start our repeat for row 3, which is actually the same repeat we just did on row 2. 1 single crochet into the next 4. Remember, we're working in the back loops only. And now we are going to skip 2 stitches, skip, skip. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches again, back loops only. So skip my 2, skip, skip, back loop only, 1 single into the next 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next stitch is going to be 3 single crochets, back loop only into the same stitch. And we're just going to repeat this until we get to the end of the row. Remember, it's the same thing that we just did on the previous row. So again, it's 1 single crochet, back loop only into the next 4 stitches. Skip 2, skip, skip, 1 single crochet again into the next 4 stitches, back loop only. Three single crochets into the next stitch, back loop only. And then we're just going to keep repeating this pattern, and again until we get to our last 5 stitches of the row. Okay, when you make it to your last 5 stitches, your last stitch there should have been 3 single crochets into the same stitch there. We're going to put, like we did before, 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches, back loop only. Leaving the last stitch unworked. Okay? And that will end row 3. Now we're going to start row 4. Still working in the back loops for the entire row. We are going to chain 1 and turn. Okay, we're going to skip the very first stitch. So we skip this very first stitch, and we want to slip stitch 2 times through the back loop. So there's 1 and 2, like that. And now we are going to do a chain of 4. Now this chain of 4 is going to count as a triple crochet, like that. Now we're going to put a triple crochet in the next 2 stitches. So we yarn over twice for our triple, back loop. Remember, we're working in the back loop. And go ahead and work your triple crochet. And we want to do it in the next stitch, back loop, triple crochet. We're making our fans now. Now in the next stitch, we are going to put 3 triple crochets into the same stitch, back loop only. So 3 into the same stitch. Like that. And now we're going to put 3 triple crochets, or 1 triple crochet into the next 3 stitches, back loop only. There's 1, 2, and there's 3. So that is a completed fan right there that we just did. Okay, now we're going to start the repeat of row 4. We are going to skip 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to put 1 triple crochet into the next 3 stitches, working in the back loops. So skip your 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the back loop, triple crochet. So there's 1. We want to do 3 in a row. That's 1. Go to the next one, back loop only. 2, one more time, back loop only. And there's 3. Now in the next stitch, we're going to put 3 triple crochets all into the same stitch. Back loop only though. So 3 triples into the same. There's 1. 2. And 3. And now we're going to put 1 triple crochet into the next 3 stitches, back loop only. There's 1. 2. 3. Just like that. Now we're just going to kind of repeat that again till we get to the last 3 stitches. So again, we would skip 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we would work our fan again. So skip my 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 triple crochet into the next 3 stitches, back loop only. So there was 1, this is 2, and 3, and then, okay, into the next stitch, it's 3 triple crochets again into the same stitch, still working in the back loops. It's 1, 2, and 3. And 1 triple crochet into the next 3 stitches in the back loops only. And that's what we're going to repeat until we get to our last 3 stitches of the row. Like that. So again, we would just skip 4 stitches and then we would do our fan, skip 4 and do our fan until we get to our last 3 stitches of the row. Okay, when you get to your last 3 stitches here, it does look like there's 2 stitches there, but there is 3. 1, 2, and this is just one that we skipped from the previous row. It's a chain 1. You can't really tell, but there is 3, even though it looks like 2. But that's, we're just gonna leave those the way they are. You leave them unworked. Now here you will have 22 fans here at the end of row 4. Now this is where you would change colors if you'd like. If you don't want to change colors, you can continue with the same color, but by changing colors, I always just tie off my work. So I always clip it like that. Remember, your edges are going to be hanging over a bit. They're supposed to do that. It's just kind of the way it looks. So we start our new color for row 5. So row 5 is the last row of the repeat. So you want to make sure you turn your work before you add your new color. And we're just going to start it right up here into the top of this triple crochet. Now row 5 is the only row that we don't work into the back loops. Okay, we go through both loops. All the other rows we only work in back loops, but on row 5 we go through both loops. So you want to go and we start in that first triple crochet and we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put a single crochet into that very same stitch. And then we're going to put 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So we'll have, counting that one, we'll have 4 total. So remember, we're working through both loops, not just the back loop. So there we got the first one, and then we did 3 more. Okay, so now we're going to put 3 single crochets into the next stitch. All into the next, going through both loops. Just like that. Now we're going to start our repeat. So this is similar to row 1. We're going to put 1 single crochet into the next 8 stitches. And then 3 single crochets into the next. And that's what we're going to repeat now for row 5. 1 single crochet into the next 8 stitches. And 3 single crochets into the next. And you want to repeat that until you get to your last 4 stitches of the row. 1 single crochet into the next 8, and then 3 single crochets into the next. Okay, once you make it to your last 4 stitches here, you want to go ahead and put 1 single crochet into the last 4. This one right here will be the chain 4. Make sure you go into the top of that, like that. And that's it. Now it's just a repeat of rows 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you want to change colors, remember it's not necessary. Always do it after your last fan row. So we would just repeat row 2 now, where we chained 1 and turn, and we work through the back loops. All right, that's it. Now once you get it as big as you want it to be, like I said, I don't know how many rows I did, but I did it till it reached about 58, 60 inches, something like that, and that's it. Till I ran out of, till there was 10 balls of yarn used. that is it. Remember, it's super easy. It's very beautiful. I love it. I always have. These are really gorgeous, done up in like 1 row of every color, and it's, like I said, it's super gorgeous done up in a solid color as well. One of my favorite stitches of all time. So thanks for watching. Remember, if you make this or anything else, please don't forget don't forget to show me on my Facebook page or my Instagram. There's links to those below in the description box. If you like this video, you can give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Leave me a comment below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good day. Bye guys.